What's up, wrestling fans and YouTube? My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka what kind of snacks you want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE NXT review on high. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel, where I give you guys the full breakdown of my review, not the half of my review. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights. And I just reached 10K subscribers today. That's all I gotta say. Well, all right, without further ado, let's get started. Now, WWE NXT was a pretty good show, and I got to give it a 6 out of 10. All right, it says, advertised for tonight, Trick Williams would defend the TNA World Championship against Josh Briggs. Meanwhile, Evolution Eliminator matches finished up last week, and the results was a number one contender fatal four-way, pitting Lash Legend and Jordan Grace versus Easy Dame versus Jada Parker. A new Heritage Cup champion will be crowned when Stacks takes on D'Angelo, build to the Great American Bash and Evolution number two, and a whole lot more. Come back right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when the NXT Live blog kicks off. Once the show starts on CW, a running record of everything that happens will be below this line here. Enjoy the show. All right, hand it says hand at my throat. They're ready to strike. I serve those demons buried alive. I'm just another victim to feed the night. I need you to survive. So I'm gonna live blog this here pro wrestling show for you folks. Alright. It says the show opens up with promos from tonight's entrance into the Fatal 4-Way No One Contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship match at Evolution 2 about how they each attend to win. Alright, so we get Josh Briggs versus Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship. Um, and I, and let me give my honest opinion. This match right here, this wasn't a bad match. You know what I'm saying? It was a good match to start. You know what I'm saying? In my own opinion. Josh Reyes shoots right, and Trick Williams ducks him, turns him around. They jaw at each other, go behind Josh Reyes, ducks a spin kick, and Trick Williams shows off big shoulder block, smashing Trick Williams' face into the turnbuckles a few times. Clubbing blow off the ropes. Big lariat cover for two. Straight suplex connects. Trick Williams clocks him in the jaw, but Josh Riggs shrugs it off. Charging in, trading hard right hands. Big drop kick from Trick Williams, sending Josh Rich to the floor. Yoshiki Anamura gives his pal a pep talk. Trick Trick Willie Trick Williams gets in his face. It smash and not smash. It makes a big show of hand off before taking a swing. Anamura catches the shot and throws the champ into a boot from Josh Briggs, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Trick Williams in control, and he drops Josh Briggs with a leg lyric. Second try, Josh Briggs catches the boot and turns it into a side slam. Axe handles whip across another big side slam into a big splash, charging with a series of elbows. Trick shot out of the turnbuckle, but Josh Briggs finds a way to kick out. It says, all right. It says Trick Williams floats out of a chokeslam. Josh Briggs counters a powerbomb chokeslam, connects to the second try, but Trick Williams gets a hand on the ropes. Back and forth trading kicks. Pump kick from the champion. Josh Briggs cuts him off short arm lyric. Moonsault, nobody home. Trick Williams charges in for the trick shot. The winner of the match by pinfall with Trick Shot, and still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion Trick Williams. This was a good match for what it was, in my opinion. I already knew that Trick Williams was going to retain the TNA Heavyweight Champion. That's all I got. TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and I called it straight down the middle. All right, post match, Trick Williams gets on the mic. He says he went from carrying him to carrying two brands at once, and claims he's the greatest TNA World Heavyweight Championship of all. And Joe Hendry music plays, and he appears behind Trick Williams. He clobers Trick Williams with a couple of layers, and sends him out of the ring to boot. I think we're gonna get Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know when, but I think they're gonna run it back. All right, let me take a sip of my water. All right. It says we get footage of No Corner Catch crew bickering early today. Tavion Heights was injured training, and Charlie Dempsey tries to get him to back out of his match tonight. But Tavion Heights says he's clear, and the doc gives him a protective face mask, and nothing's going to stop him from beating Javon Evans and getting out of No Quarter Catch crew. So No Quarter Catch crew is no more. All right, and so we go back, and so we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Miles Bourne is chatting with some football men whose names don't say on screen long enough for me to catch. Lexus King rolls up to be a jerk and Spike real loud at the deaf guy. He offers advice and Miles Bourne says he's not interested and they not like King King calls the football guy loser and they take offense so he backs down in a hurry. All right, let's move on. We see Jada Parker pacing in the locker room ahead of our main event tonight. All right, so we get Javon Edwards versus Taylor Heights. This match was okay for what it was. All right, Tavion Heights shoots right with a series of waist lock takedowns, pressing his attack, locking a top waist lock in a ground. Waist lock into grounds Javon Evans. Javon Evans with a sunset flip cover for a 2 count. Springboard crossbody takes Tavion Heights off his feet. And Abraham press Frankensteiner. Tavion Heights goes to the floor. Javon Evans off the ropes with a huge suicide dive that sends us to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Tavion Heights is on Javon Evans. Waistlock block and an elbow vicious headbutt connects, but Tavion Heights stays at it and gets a German suplex. All right, roll through cover for 2. Javon Evans explodes off the ropes with a corkscrew kick. Boot up in the corner. Javon Evans goes up top. Javon Evans wins by pinfall with a double jump tornado. Alright, that match was okay for what it was. Post match, Jasper Troy appears out of nowhere and takes Javon Evans out with a bossman slam. We get a recap of Tony D'Angelo's family business, including some social media business where Noam Dar is hurt again and got stripped of the NXT Heritage Cup, and Luca Castrino got Tony D'Angelo the match for the Vacate Cup against Shannon Stacks Lorenzo, earning some of Tony D'Angelo's trust back. At all while Stacks still counts Luca is working as his consigliere. Consigliere. All right, let's move on. So we get Ashante the Adonis versus Ricky Saints. And this match right here, this was a solid match for what it was. Brawling to start trading right hands. Ricky Saints with a knuckle lock up top for old school, sending Shante the Adonis to the floor. And he posts, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Ricky Saints blocks a whip, but Ashante the Adonis drops him with a DDT. Fireman's carry drop into the brainbuster, not enough back and forth. Ricky Saints gets the better of him. Ricky Saints wins by pinfall with the Wishambo. Alright, that was a solid match for what it was. Post match, All Ego Ethan Pace appears on the Tron, but his video shorts out on the screen. So Ethan Page attacks Ricky Saints, so the feud between Ricky Saints and Ethan Page is still going. I believe that Ricky Saints is going to win back the NXT North American Championship. Alright, but we don't know when. Alright. Darkstay gets a promo branded by Progressive Insurance because nothing says making your insurance payment like a going of wrestling vigil, vig, vigilante. Vigilantes. Alright, let's move on. Oba Femi is showing walking backstage to send us to commercial break. Oba Femi makes his entrance and get on the mic. He talks about his title reign and how he defeated all comers, turning capable contenders into footnotes in his legacy, and now he sits comfortable atop the pedestal. This is where it gets dangerous. Only an older man might cause a bask on the your your horror of their victories, but the ruler isn't any man. He gets redless where there's no contenders because he caves to fight. He enjoys his embrace and he sends challengers and welcomes everyone who thinks he can stand up to the ruler himself. Alright. Josuke Anamura, perfect spiceman, spiceman of melancholy that he is answer to call. Or answer the call, I'm sorry. He says he said he came to NXT to chase glory, but when it don't come, he went home to Japan and realized all the things he missed. His partner and best friend, Josh Bridges, for one, and also NXT as a whole because he loves NXT, the culture, the passion of the fans, and he wants to pay them back by becoming NXT champion. He wants to go bigger, and Oba Family is certainly bigger. Oba Family says they have to have some. They, Oba Family says they have in common being strange, strangers strangers in strange lands, and he made this place his home a long time ago, and he has thrived, and that's never, and that's where they're different. Anamara has had his struggles and left, but they have embraced him for coming back and turning the tide with a smile on his face. All right. He can't, but he can't fool Oba Femi. He sees beyond the smile. He sees underneath the fighting warrior, the spirit that caves the fight and fighting for the crown. Honor is a big mistake because when you face the ruler, you'll fall like everyone else. Anamara gets in his face and says he's ready. Now that was a good promo by Anamara and Oba Family, but I don't think that Anamara is going to take the title NXT Championship off of Oba Family. So prime example, Oba Family is going to retain his NXT Championship against Anamara. All right, as Yoshi leaves, as Yoshi leaves, Jasper Troy fights trains him and confronts Oba Family from the apron. Easy Dane rolls up to chat with Tatum Paxley and gives her gifts and asks her to be in, in her corner to the main event. So Ruka and Zaria roll up on EC Dame's snap as Zaria saying the title her best friend hold is a close as she gets to the title. Alright, let's move on. Easy Dane walks off and Tatum Paxley follows her and runs into Nico Vice and Sean Spears. Easy Dame introduces them and Sean Spears says they have their eyes on some gold of their own. Alright. I'm sorry, Tony D'Angelo makes his entrance to send us to commercial break. Back from commercial, Trick Williams borrows the high rise backstage, and Wesley informs him that he's gonna be whooping Joe Hendry's you know what next week. Trick Williams likes the sound of that and tells him that they if they take care of Joe Hendry for him, he owns them all. Shannon Stacks Lorenzo versus Tony D'Angelo, the NXT Heritage Cup champion. And by far this match right here, I really want Tony D'Angelo to win, but they gave it to Channing Stacks Lorenzo. But this match right here, yeah. But this match right here, it was okay for what it was. But I really want Tony D'Angelo to win tonight. All right, D'Angelo weighs in with punches, whips to the corner, 3-point lariat and right hands, sends Lorenzo scrambling turning it around and Tony to the and Tony in the corner. Wrenches his ear from the apron, but Tony D'Angelo hip toss him back inside. Channing stacks Lorenzo with right hands off the ropes. Big back body drop. Stacks comes back and puts boots to him in the corner. The Don launches him with a belly to belly suplex. Lorenzo rounds him into the corner. Checks, uh, uh, chokes him with a knee. Trading punches. Leg drop. Double leg from D'Angelo. Rolling and brawling as the countdown timer ticks. Um, round two. Tony D'Angelo Tony D'Angelo right back where he left off, double leg into grounded punches off the ropes. Big elbow shoulder big elbow shoulder block through the ropes and Stacks bounces off the announcer desk. Back inside the dawn of the ropes. Alright. Tony D'Angelo wins the first fall by pinfall with a spear going up 1-0. And so we go to commercial break. Round three, back to commercial. D'Angelo kicks Lorenzo away. Stats kicks his leg out of his leg. Knee drop across his across his neck. Cover the 2 count. Timer ticks. Channing stacks. Lorenzo gets a cheap shot in between in between rounds. So this is round four. Stats gets right in there. Channing stacks. Lorenzo wins the second fall by pinfall with a small package to even it up 1-1. Luca Crespito arrives to be in Tony D's corner in time for the next round. So we get round five. Stacks work working the Shawn Michaels modified figure four leg lock. Tony gets away, right hands whip across, decking Lorenzo with right hooks, hip toss, big spine buster action to the floor. Tony returns, Stacks to the ring. Channing Goons gets involved. Castrino tries to make the save, but accidentally wallops the Don with a bucket. All right, Channing Stacks Lorenzo wins the final fall by pinfall with a bazooka knee to the back of the head, going up 2-1 and winning the NXT Heritage Cup. The match was okay for what it was. Alright, let's move on. Post match, Channing Stacks celebrates with a cup and Luca Crespino tries to help Tony D'Angelo up, but the Don's not having it and drops him with the right hand. Tony D'Angelo says he doesn't trust Luca or Stacks and takes his leave. All right, let me take another sip of my water. All right, Fatal Influence are interview backstage and talk about how they show Blake Monroe where she fits in their division. Jesse Jane talks about watching the first Evolution as a fan and thinking if there was even another, she'll be on it. And here it is. We see Jordan Grace doing pull ups in the locker room to send us to commercial break. They need to kick Jasmine Nick out of Fatal Influence because Jasmine Nick does not do nothing but look cute and smile all day. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Back from commercial, Thea Hill is chatting to a bunch of the LFG kids about her trials and tribulations. Tribulations when Lenny Red rolls up to tell her she's getting played like a fiddle to calm down. Lash Legend rolls in to tell them to save this and solve it later because right now they need to watch her get things done. Everrain confronts All Ego Ethan Page backstage. He's he says Ricky Sainz got what he deserved and he been trying his best to be on his best behavior, but Ricky Sainz keep pushing his buttons. Ava calls him pathetic and says she's sick of this. He said he's sick of it. He's sick of it. He just he just had to make sure Ricky Sainz stays far away from him. She tells him that they both need to be in her office next week to settle the problems. All right, let's move on. All Eagle Ethan Page says he'll solve on his own term and gets his phone out to call Vanny Project. We see a clattering and Ava rush over to see Hang and Take laid out with no signs of their attackers. Joe Hendry is interviewed backstage. He says he thinks about losing the title to Trick Williams every night, but he focused on winning his title back at Slammiversary. He says Wesley has forgotten where he came from, but he's gonna remind him next week. Jada Parker and EC Down make their entrance, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial, we get a Chase University Advantage where Andre Chase says what he told Kyle Dixon and Kyle Dixon last week was 100% facts. They all need to tighten the f up. Um, tighten the f up. That's what it says. Your Uriah Connor says he's tripping and he's creating a toxic environment. Andre Chase says they need to respect his experience, but Cal Dixon tells him that attitude created Chase U and destroy it. They go to leave and Chase has a flashback and consider what they said. Commentary hype up matches for next week. Alright. So we get the main event of the evening. Easy Dane versus Jada Parker versus Juggernaut John Grace versus Lash Legend. NXT Women's Championship No More Contenders match. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a fatal four man match. This fatal four man match was a good main event match. This main event match was very good for what it was. Alright. I'm sorry. Preparing off Last Legend drops Jada Parker with an elbow. Jordan Grace comes back in with her spin out Irish curse. Jada Parker backs in and Last Legend catches her with a straight suplex and keeps up. Easy Dame is now in. She and Last Legend get into a shoving match. Jordan Grace and Jada Parker pull them off, but gets laid out and Easy Dame goes back to Last Legend. Alright. Jockling for position, trading chops, Jordan Grace tries to falls to attack. Last Legend from behind and gets shoulder thirst in the corner. Jordan Grace and Jada Parker now front kick, back slap. Jordan Grace with the bridging with a bridging finisher suplex cover for a 2 count. Easy Dane pulls Jordan Grace into the corner. Chop informs Fireman's carry. Flapjack, but Last Legend breaks it up. Jada Parker gives a crossbody gutbuster on Jordan Grace of the ropes. Lash Legend trips her up, then pulls her to the floor and to smash her into the announcer desk. Jordan Grace dives on Lash Legend and Easy Dane chokes Jordan Grace into the apron. Only to get Fright trained by Jada Parker, and so we can focus to go and so we go to commercial break. All right, back from commercial break, Jada Parker hits the slingshot seated senton on Jordan Grace. Step up, I'm sorry, not step up, sidestep a pump kick from Last Legend, and it's a Samoan drop on her. Fireman's carry on Jordan Grace. Easy Damn kicks them both over here. Um, what was it? It says kick Easy Damn kicks them both over rock bottom. Last action breaks it up, fighting in the corner. Jada Parker looking for a sunset flip, but Last action gets her. Bounce Jordan Grace to complete it with a driving crossbody, but Easy Dan breaks it up. All right, Peter. I'm not Peter. I'm sorry. Jada Parker with a back elbow in the corner. Easy Dame climbs up with her. Last Action is up with her. Jordan Grace gets on top of the pile. Sunset Flip Tower of Doom. Recovering Jada Parker off the ropes. Hip attack to Juggernaut Jordan Grace. The match breaks down into everyone do something cool. It says Terry Lash Legend hits the spine and Bulldog on Jada Parker's, but Grace breaks it up and breaks it up with a slingshot double stomp. Alright, it says the winner of the match, the Juggernaut Jordan Grace. The winner of the match, Juggernaut Jordan Grace wins by pinfall with a spin out. Artine Powerbomb on Jada Parker, becoming the new number one contender to the NXT Women's Championship. So it's gonna be Jesse James versus Juggernaut Jordan Grace at Evolution, and that's all I gotta say. I believe that Juggernaut Jordan Grace is going to retain, and not Juggernaut, but Jesse James is going to retain the WWE and NXT Women's Champion. That's all I gotta say. But kick Jasmine Nick out of the Fatal Influence because Jasmine Nick does not do nothing but sit there and smile and look cute all day. And that's all I gotta say. And WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion what I think about WWE NXT. Now, WWE NXT was a good show, and I give it a 6 out of 10. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE NXT review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more Western content on the channel, where I give you guys the full breakdown of my review and at the half of my review. Follow my social media down below in the description. And thank you guys so much for coming out to my live stream on Tuesday for my WWE NXT Watch Along live reactions. Trick Williams versus Josh Ritz for the TNA World Champion. So thank you guys so much for coming out to my live stream, and say congratulations to me down below in the comment section. I just reached 10K subscribers today. Next up is 11K, and I'm going to grind for it, and I'm going to earn it. And shout out to Peyton Samuel. She told me that in my live stream, she wants me to get monetized so she can donate she can donate me to my live stream. I need help with my watch hours, guys. I need help with my watch hours. So help me get to 3,000 watch hours by helping me run my videos, run my playlists, and run my YouTube shorts as well too. So I can get to 3,000 watch hours. That way I can get that. So I become a YouTube partner. But anyway, this your boy B-Boy Snapshot TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.